Hi, welcome to the Small Shed. This week I'm building a tray to do my modelling on. See you in a minute. Now in the workroom I've got a small tray on which I work using knives and things, got a cutting board on it. It's the sort of thing I can take out with me anywhere and put on a table, but there are one or two things wrong with that, and I wanted to make a new one so that I could take stuff over to the railway club and work on tables over there when I wanted to. Now that's the basis of the whole thing I've chosen. As you might guess, it's come from the recycling centre. It's a kitchen unit door that they've obviously made a mistake, or they're not happy with. So it's given me pretty much all I need before I even start. The only issue with it are that there are two hinge pockets cut in it. I want to put I'm using that sunken area to drop a cutting mat into. That at the moment is a bit too low. It sinks in a bit too far, so I'm going to get some of the cheap plastic that again I picked up from next to nothing, and that will just about bring me flush with the top. So that's ideal. It will need a very slight amount of routering to increase the size of that rebate. Now at the back I want to put some power. I found in the roof two of these power outlets that I converted some time ago. They've got two socket outlets on them. These have actually got boosters in for this railway system to control trains. I'll leave those in because I am using these occasionally. And then of course there's the ubiquitous boxes, just a couple to keep the odds and sods in while you're working. So again, need a slight bit of routering out round to get those to drop in. But that's essentially it, straightforward enough. I think the first thing to do is to mark that position out and then decide what I'm going to do with either side. It may be that I don't need to route across the front if I push those back. Just using this Shinto rasp that I bought from Yandles in the summer just to clean these holes up. It's quite an impressive bit of kit. It's like hacksaw blades set into a pattern, and it takes an awful lot of material off quite rapidly. Hadn't realised there's like a rough side and a smooth side on it, so I'll be a bit more gentle with it. It's certainly much better than a normal file. So that's the back part done, finished. Just need to glue those in, but I'll do that after I've finished it, and that will be just clamped down. I think I'll just put a couple of holes through there and bolt through. That fits into there. All I've got to do now is put a couple of pieces of this blue material in there to lift the level up slightly and mark out for the cutting board, which hopefully now, yeah, will fit in lengthways that way. Just, I think I might need to just ease a millimetre or two off there, but it's the width really. I've got to mark out the little bit of routering I need to do just to get that sorted, and I'll probably have to put the guide on the router for that one rather than do it on the table. That's pretty much the bones of it done now. I've got the pieces of blue plastic cut to bring the level up. Had a bit of a game with those because I couldn't get them to fit, and then I realised my chop saw wasn't set at 90 degrees. Got that to bolt down, but I can do all of that once this has got a coat of probably the usual cellulose sanding sealer lacquer, and then coat of microcrystalline wax or something. Then I can put rubber feet on the bottom. That leaves me with these two cutouts. It's the only thing I've got left to do. So what I'm going to do now is select a couple of pieces of tulip wood that are as close a match as I can get, and cut some pieces that are those sizes, trim them down roughly to size, glue them in, and then just sand and plane them down, and that's the best I think I can do with it. So I've got two blocks which pretty much match the colouring on the wood, and they're a tight fit in there. So what I need to do now is just trim them roughly to size, width and depth wise. I'll probably do that on the bandsaw. So that's the basic shape finished. Filling the holes was partially successful for the hinges. It's not that apparent from the front. That one's slightly lighter, that one's pretty good. From the side it's more noticeable because there was quite a difference in just in the length of that timber. There's a line running through it all, but I'm not too worried about it. It was more cosmetic than anything, just to make it so there weren't any rough edges. So now I'm just going to assemble it by putting in all the boxes, screw the top on, and we're just about finished then, I hope. Well, there we are. It's another useful build finished. It's probably not the best in the world, but it's utilitarian. That's all I need. It's something I can throw in the car and take to Railway Club, do my modelling and bring home. It's taught me a few things. Using the router with the fence is the first time I've done any sort of hand routering with the fence on the router, and just general learning skills all the while, so it's been useful from that point of view. It's also got this door out of the shed, which has been cluttering the place up for about 6 months or more. Used up some of the stock, and hopefully, as I say, it will form a useful addition to the modelling stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next week when we'll be on to something new, and I hope to see you then. Bye!